Right now, you're probably tired. You're waiting on God. You're waiting on your breakthrough. You're just waiting. You're having a patient season. And that's okay because right now, you're just feeling weak, but you're human. Our emotions and our feelings and our thoughts can get ahead of us sometimes. But the Bible shows us exactly what to do in these type of seasons, just like this. Let me explain. Yo, what is good, everybody, man? Welcome back to another Kids Room Podcast episode, bruh. Hopefully, everyone's feeling loved and blessed as always, man. It is December 23rd, 2025. We are almost there to 2026, man. It is here, whether you like it or not, bruh. But I just want to say that you could be tired right now, but God is looking to give you strength. God is looking to give you revelation. God is looking to give you purpose. God is looking to give you something that you feel like you're waiting on, but it's just not coming quick enough, right? But before we get into the lesson, of course, we have to get into the word. And I have two verses for y'all today. The first one is the book of Psalms, chapter 27, verse 14. And that goes on to say, wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. And also in Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31, but that goes on to say, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. What we must understand is that whenever you are tired of waiting on things, just because you feel like you are tired of waiting on someone to be ready for a place to go because you are already dressed, you are already prepared to go somewhere, you are already prepared to go to the blessing that God is calling you to. But God, you cannot run ahead of God. You become very dangerous, right? You become in your own way whenever you are not on pace with what God is wanting you to be on pace for, right? Waiting isn't a delay, it's just development. If you begin to run too fast, you will run into a hurdle that you are not prepared for. But if you run alongside Christ, then God can lead you. God can tell you what leg to lead over with, how to get over it, to get under it, to get through it. How is it that David was anointed king as a teenager, right? But he didn't sit on the throne for years. He first was doing other things before he became a king. We must see that development comes in stages. We were once young, and as you get older, you become more responsible, right? Or if you don't become more responsible, then you feel less than, or you don't feel like you're doing enough. Sometimes we are built to be responsible. We are built to be developed. We are built to be stretched, right? But without God, though, we cannot do any of these things sufficiently. We will continue to be like a car and have to get gas over and over again. But we are relying on our own gas and our own fuel instead of the actual fuel that God wants us to have. We are the unleaded and God is the premium. In waiting, but God is developing things in waiting: patience, wisdom, humility, and especially leadership. Delays from God are never wasted, they're used. Everything that you have been through, I can almost guarantee that if it hasn't made it clear yet, if God hasn't made it clear yet that whatever you went through is being used right now, then eventually it will. Before we leave this earth, if you are continuing to follow God, to follow Christ, and deny yourself, I feel as if you will learn those lessons early on, and you will continue to learn those lessons in different ways. But some people, a lot of us, we learn the same lesson over and over again. That is delaying us. But delays from God are different. That is never wasted. But the delays that we have for ourselves, we're wasting our own time. Just because you're waiting doesn't mean nothing is happening. Just because you don't see the heat molecules, you don't see the atoms moving while you're heating up your food in the microwave, because the molecules begin to move very fast. That's what creates friction. That's what creates heat. But just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. You just press a couple buttons, right? And you hit start, and then the light turns on. How do you know that it's even hot. You have to wait and to take it out to see if it's even hot enough. And sometimes even then, it's still not hot in the middle. What we call ourselves to be hot on the outside, look good on the outside, but we are still stone cold, still cold hearted, still not willing for God's will for us inside of our own selves. But God is using what is waiting to be to build dependence, not discouragement. Those are two different words, right? They both start with D, but they both have two different meanings. Let's get into the word of being dependent though. Dependency, right? Well, a lot of times we want to be independent from everybody, but no one was ever independent. When you were a baby, someone had to take care of you. You did not do it on your own. You were not able to do it on your own because you couldn't literally take care of yourself. And it's the same thing with God. God knows that we cannot take care of ourselves. We have to depend on him. So whenever we are waiting, we are in a season of being patient. Don't take it as he's punishing you. Just take it as he's developing you. Don't take it as discouragement. Take it as encouragement. When Israel was at the Red Sea, God didn't open the sea instantly. They were in fear of their lives. They were being chased. But it was that moment when they needed God, though. They needed God in this moment. There was nowhere to go, nowhere to run. A lot of us are in that moment right now. What's your moment right now that you have nowhere to go, nowhere to run? What is that thing right now that you're trying to run from and you know you have to face it each and every day and it won't go away until you handle it? He waited until Israel could do what? See the impossible, feel the pressure, rely on him fully. What did I say? Like you can't run away, guys. You can't. We always can't avoid things. We have to face things head on a lot of the times. Whatever you ran from this year, don't think it's going to go away in the new year. You're going to have to face those same things again and again until you handle it, right? Until you know that you have to depend on Christ to help you so you can help yourself, right? God saw all these things line up and then he moved. So sometimes God lets you reach the edge of your faith so you can learn how to stretch. God moves when dependence is stronger than despair. So what do you do while you're waiting matters, right? What do you do while you're waiting? What do you think has to happen while you're waiting? You have to learn to stretch. You have to learn to rely on God. You have to learn to stop relying on yourself and your own needs and your own desires. But you have to start learning what God wants you to have, his wants, his desires for you, and change what you wanted a little bit, right? Stop being so selfish and change what you want for once. And see what God wants for you to have, wants you to learn, wants you to be stretched through, and see where that gets you, right? So what you do while you're waiting matters than waiting itself. Are you wasting your time waiting? Are you waiting while wasting time? Right? So are you continuing to still not be disciplined, still not do the right thing, still go against what the word says, right? Not being perfect, but knowing that you are in a waiting season, but you continue to not develop yourself. You're wasting days. So God didn't stop you from learning. God didn't stop you from having free will. Still learn, still read, still stretch yourself, develop yourself, be obedient. You know what I'm saying? Like still do the right things while you're waiting, because God is still watching you as you're waiting, right? And for Hannah in 1 Samuel, right? You see Hannah waited years for a child, but while she waited, she prayed, worshiped, stayed faithful, didn't give up. Her waiting turned into the birth of Samuel, a prophet. So I'm not saying God's blessings, like it's going to depend on your wait. Like what you do during your wait. It might be the same blessing, but I will say this, you probably can use that blessing in more of a fulfilling way if you use your waiting as a stage of development, rather than being discouraged, asking why, wasting time. Use it to develop yourself, be obedient, and create the life that you want to create. Whenever we're in a waiting season, we feel like it's holding us back. But realistically, the fact that hell hasn't broken loose on you and things ain't happening and you ain't losing things left and right, be grateful for that. Be grateful that you still have the things that you're having while in the waiting season. Some people are waiting while losing, but you're waiting while either gaining or staying the same. At least you are still waiting in a positive and not a negative. So think about it. Waiting doesn't mean doing nothing, losing hope, stop praying, giving up. Waiting means to worship, prepare, stay ready, and strengthen your faith, right? Because you're thinking, why is it taking so long? When will things finally change? Why am I feel like I'm stuck? Why does everyone else seem ahead of me, better than me? But you're not behind. You're not forgotten. God is not punishing you. He's preparing you. He's protecting you for your destiny. Know that if you're tired of waiting, just breathe, relax. God hasn't forgotten about anything you've done or anything that you've been through, especially. He's strengthening you for what's coming next. The blessing is never late. It always arrives right on God's timing and not your timing. Waiting doesn't weaken your faith. It just reveals it. So be mindful. If you're tired of waiting on God right now, just know that He has a plan for you still. He's still waiting on you to stop wasting the patient season and use it to develop and think and grow with Him. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me on this one, bro. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on the video. Please, if you are liking the content, let's grow the channel, bro. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.